stunning reversal tonight from Major League Baseball, reinstating the late Pete Rose after being kicked out for betting on games, including his own team. What he once told our Charlie Gibson and what this now means when it comes to the Hall of Fame. Here's Will Reeve.
He was banned from the game for life. But tonight, in an historic decision, Major League Baseball reinstating all-time hits leader Pete Rose. Rose, who died last year, was barred from the sport in 1989 after an investigation found that he had bet on games as the manager of the Cincinnati Reds. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred saying, "Obviously, a person no longer with us cannot represent a threat to the integrity of the game." The former Rookie of the Year, MVP, and three-time World Series champion denied the allegations for years before opening up to ABC's Charlie Gibson.
Did you bet on baseball?
Yes, I did, and that was my mistake, not coming clean a lot earlier.
The scandal has kept him from being inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame. Today's move now makes him eligible for election. The Hall of Fame saying in a statement, "The decision to remove deceased individuals from the permanently ineligible list will allow for the Hall of Fame candidacy of such individuals to now be considered." Fans of the Reds celebrating the news.
He built the Reds. This is his ballpark.
Now, David, this ruling doesn't just put Rose into the Hall of Fame. He would still need to get approval from a baseball committee, and the earliest he could enter the Hall would be in 2028.
And I'm coming to you, Farrell. You're the average baseball fan on him. You and Shot to. I'm going to come to you first, though, Farrell. And the question goes like this. Do you believe Major League Baseball is wrong for lifting Pete Rose's ban from the Hall of Fame after his death? And also, they lifted the ban on Shoeless Joe Jackson. Of course, y'all know the scandal that he was in when they rigged the World Series. That's the Black Sox. Yeah, that's why. Remember, Jordan won the Black Sox. He honored them that year. But the Black Sox, what are your thoughts on that? They're lifting the ban on Pete Rose after his death. Is it a slap in the face, Farrell?
I would just say we all know who Pete Rose is and who are baseball fans. I believe it's irrelevant because the man can't celebrate, this achievement, and they waited too long to lift the ban, and he's still to 2028. He'll be dead. He'll be gone 4 years by the time they say that he's eligible to go anyway. So I just think it's irrelevant at this point. We all know what the man did. They punished him, and now that they've punished him and he's gone, he can't celebrate it. So I don't see the reason why to even consider it now.
I got you. I got shots of your thoughts, man, with baseball lifting the ban on Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson.
I concur with Farrell. The fact of the matter is Pete Rose, okay, he bet on baseball. Yes, he was a manager. But how did that affect the game in any way? I don't even understand that. To keep a man who's on his on-field performance and his thing as a manager had nothing to do with him. It's the same thing that came down with the Terrell Owens thing. If you don't like Terrell Owens, but his numbers say he's supposed to be there, that has nothing to do with the fact of his performance on the field. Major League Baseball has always sucked when it came to stuff like this, man. They pick and choose just like the NFL. They punished the dude his whole life and talked about it every chance they could get up until he's dead. Now you're talking about, oh, he can't affect the game no more, so we're going to go ahead and put him in there? Wow.
Right.
Yeah. And with the T.O. thing that Shot is talking about, T.O. didn't get in on the first ballot. We all knew T.O. was the first ballot Hall of Fame. Never got any really trouble on the field or off the field. He didn't. His on the field antics, what basically the people hit him with that. And I'm coming to you, Mad Professor. I know we talked about this before, but is it a slap in the face to Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson? Even though I know Shoeless Joe Jackson been dead for a while. He said the same thing. He wasn't guilty of betting on throwing the World Series. Pete Rose, he did say that he betted on baseball, but he didn't bet on his team. So, and that's one of baseball cardinal sin is betting on baseball in whole. But is it a slap now that Pete Rose is gone? Now they're gonna lift that ban to put him in the Hall of Fame?
Yes and no, because it's what I keep saying about gambling in sports. If you want gambling out of sports, stop taking gambling house money like DraftKings and shit like that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if you kept him out while he was alive, keep him out when he's dead. It don't fucking matter. I wouldn't say it's a slap in the face. I mean, it'll be an honor for his family if he actually gets in.
Right.
It'll be an honor for his family and not him. But again, it really doesn't matter because to his fans, he was already a Hall of Famer. He just wasn't official, so they don't really care.
Yeah.
Right.
No one would really care. And to me, it's and what Shada said about baseball sucking, I've been saying that since I got on this podcast with you guys, that baseball was garbage. Because why was it always a thing that there should be no unanimous Hall of Fame selection when there clearly should have been?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, in my lifetime, Ken Griffey Jr. should have been a unanimous Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So
Well, that goes back to also them recognizing the Negro Hall of Fame. I mean,
but that's why I said my lifetime, because Ken Griffey is the player I watched that I first thought he should be unanimous if nobody else.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So, baseball for me has always been one of those sports I'll catch occasionally, but I don't put too much effort in because of shit like that.
Yeah. Before I come to you, Tim Dog, was Tony Gwynn a unanimous Hall of Famer? Did he get all the votes?
No, the first one was Mariano Rivera, if I remember right.
Yeah, the pitcher.
Okay, I was just checking because you said that, we talked. I don't know if we talked about this. We was talking about. I saw something where it was. I don't know if it was Tom Glavine, but he was saying that between him, Pedro, somebody, about 5 great pitchers, they only struck out Gwynn 3 times.
Right.
Out all those great pitchers. But if he wasn't unanimous, I don't know what unanimous is. But getting back on the subject at hand, getting back to the subject at hand, Tim Dog, is it a slap in the face?
Barry Bonds is unanimous.
Yeah. Is a slap in the face of Pete Rose to say, now we're gonna lift the band now that the man is dead and gone. And Shoeless Joe Jackson let him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, as that song say, too much, too little, too late. But at the same time, it's something. It means something to fans and family, like Mad Professor said. It's more of a symbolic victory than anything, because he won't be able to celebrate. He won't be able to enjoy all of the accolades that come along with it. But let's just hope that MLB would allow someone from his family to represent him, when it comes to, promoting the Hall of Fame. So I would say it's a good victory for the families, but it's
okay. Tim Dog, goddamn, you just stop in middle sentence because you just keep going on.
I'm sorry,
my bad, brother. Because damn, I expect you to keep going. But my thing is, what baseball, Farrell. I want everybody to talk about this quick. Like Farrell, even though he didn't get to celebrate being in the Hall of Fame, baseball always stood on. Well, if you look, Pete Rose is in the Hall of Fame. His bats, his balls, his glove, a uniform, or whatever. So technically, he's in the Hall of Fame. He just wasn't called a Hall of Famer. So that's what they would say. Even the same thing about Barry Bonds. Yeah, Barry Bonds, you can't say he's a Hall of Famer, but he got some of his stuff in here that he achieved during his time of playing baseball. Even Shoeless Joe Jackson. We got their I don't know, paraphernalia is the right word, but we got their stuff in here. So technically they're in the Hall, but they're not Hall of Famers.
But the thing to add on to that, the fact of the matter is, this dude is the all-time. He is the all-time. Listen to these numbers: 3.303 batting average, 4,256 hits, 160 home runs, 1,314 RBIs, 2,155 runs scored, 3 batting titles, 1 value player, 2 Golden Gloves, Rookie of the Year. What hasn't the man done?
Yeah,
and 1 World Series,
3 World Series,
3 times.
Yeah,
3 times.
What hasn't the man done?
On top of being a manager, so that's Mr. Baseball.
But my thing is, this is what I want to ask baseball, the commissioner. You want to celebrate Sammy Sosa, who don't know what color he is, and out here doing all this crazy stuff, but you won't put Pete Rose in there?
He got the Michael Jackson syndrome.
Come on, man. I mean, what are we talking about here?
And even Sammy Sosa had a scandal with the bats and steroids. So
he's not gonna get in as
well.
Did
he get caught with a broken back that had cork in it?
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Yeah, but I know Sammy Sosa not, because that's the steroid era. Everybody loved the long ball until You know, they talk about steroids.
Mark
So
McGuire,
which is funny because more
Roger
pitchers got
Clemens.
caught doing steroids than hitters.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Matt Professor? What I just said. Technically, baseball can say, yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, but he just can't be called a Hall of Famer because he got his stuff in there.
Well, that's why I said earlier, unofficial to his. I mean, he's always been, like you said, with every milestone a player they get their stuff in the Hall of Fame, so they're technically in the Hall of Fame. That's why I said they're just making it official now with the vote in 2028 that he becomes a Hall of Fame member. They can put that on his headstone, I guess, that he's a Hall of Fame member. But to his fans and family and friends, he's always been a Hall of Famer. So them announcing this is just, it's what politicians do. They act like they give a damn. They say something and act like they give a damn when they clearly don't.
Yeah.
Because what's funny to me, what's funny to me is I remember back when all this shit started with him, they said as long as he showed contrition, they'd be fine and they'd start lifting the ban. Yeah. He apologized for this shit, 6-7 years before he died. So more than that, rather. So like I said, they just showing off, trying to act like they care now.
Yeah. Dallas Cowboys taking drugs, Lawrence Taylor raping and beating people, but you daggone don't take them out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I don't remember if Marge Schott got into the Hall of Fame, Joseph. I'll have to.
Yeah, that's the owner.
The owner,
that's the owner of the Reds. Yeah.
I don't remember if she got in.
I don't know if she got in, but her damn dog probably got in because she always had that damn dog with her. But Tim Dog, don't stop in the middle of a sentence. Usually I got to cut you off.
Don't stop.
But don't stop this time because you threw me off. But like I say though, baseball can always fall back and say, hey, we got his stuff in there. But now, if he does get in, not saying he's going to get in, but if he does get in, he's already in the Hall of Fame. But now you can actually call him a Hall of Famer.